Yep, 8 o'clock. Start time. Well, welcome to Pete's Tech Den show number 2. It's just me tonight. Didn't get anybody. Top kind of came together as I was working on some stuff. So this is gonna be one of the kind of shows where we talk about, doing stuff on the cheap and stuff, which is going to be a lot of Linux. Linux is free. You can go out and get Linux for free, so super cheap compared to, Mac, it's like, well, it's like $30 for the operating system. Or if you buy a Mac, you get it free upgrades. So I suppose that's free too, but you have to cost the computer. So, but tonight, if you read the description, I'm just gonna talk a lot about. I have about consuming media, and for me, it's been a lot of it's now through. I have a MythTV installed on a computer, and it's connected to TV. TV antenna with digital tuners and stuff like that. So it's been something that I've been kind of working through, and actually made some changes just recently. But yeah, so probably biggest thing is looking at kind of like getting his stuff set up, and then looking a couple of different front ends. You have the MythTV Frontend, and then there's also the it's not it used to be called XBMC, but they're in the process of changing over to Kodi, Kodi front end, which is what I've actually just recently switched to. But with all that, I'm just waiting to finish this download, because doing things the last second should have been better. But we got like 10 seconds. But yeah, so for me, TV tuners, I got I'm using HD Home Run, pretty sweet. Networked TV tuners, 2 of them, pretty cool. And for a dual TV tuner, and especially one that's networked, I got mine for like $50, so pretty cool. But yeah, so but yeah, I think tonight we're gonna pretty much just focus on the front ends. Because I don't have an easy way. Setting up the back end. Let me see. I don't have a back end with me, so let's see there. But setting up the back end is pretty. The MythTV backend pretty simple. Just if you go out and if you're on a whole operating system, you can get it pretty simple. You just get MythBuntu, install it. It's got all the MythTV pre-installed, just gets installed, right? But that's pretty simple. Let me see if I can. back to things. Yeah, I'm just gonna concentrate on the front ends. For most users, that's kind of the cool thing. But so yeah, so the first front end that I'm gonna look at is the MythTV. If you get like Ubuntu comes with MythTV front end, just pre-installed. So, probably the simpler of the two to set up. But let me quick. Security's blocking it. So, you can probably tell might as well. Now that I've been through it, I kind of feel like second podcast is the trap. It's like the first one, you're just like all about, gotta prepare, gotta have everything ready, and on top of things, and then it's like, oh, it went well, good, and then you just kind of like, okay, it went well, now we can just kind of let off, and like you get to the second one, you're like, oh, stink, it's right, I need to prepare a lot more than I did. Okie dokie. Let's see if this is. So if you freshly installed this, which I don't, then you kind of your first screen would be asking about like language, time zone, that kind of stuff. So that's most people know how to set that up. But now I'm going to do a little screen share of my screen so you guys can see. But so this is kind of the after you get past time zone, where location, that kind of stuff, then you get to this, and a lot of this information that you'll enter in here, you'll find in your in the back end information. All right, I'm trying to think where that. Yeah. But I mean, if you're installing Ubuntu, it's already kind of like pre-configured. So I mean, installing Ubuntu is the easiest way to go. Otherwise, you kind of have to figure out where this is. I'm ill prepared. But the key piece of information is, what's the IP address of the backend? Port, what port is it using? And then the database name, and then the user password. Yeah, and you can find this information in the back end. I wish I had a back end running, but I don't. Unfortunately not. But so then you next. most of this other stuff is. But yeah, so I mean that's pretty much all the, that's all the setup that you really have to do. But then this is the front. This is all of the front end. So this is kind of what the front end looks like. It kind of cuts off down here. So it's just up here. But yeah, so you got your media library up here, where you can go to your media library and you go to recordings, and then it lists it out. I think the way it lists out your recordings is one of the strong points of MythUbuntu, of the MythTV front end, because it's really nice because it just like it's a show and you just see it. So pretty simple. If you set up, you can have like a videos directory. Strange. I don't know. It's just single files. Yeah. So yeah. I can set up with music directory, your music, radio stations. You can set that up. It just needs to be either an M. You can have like the address for like either the PLS or an MD5. But you can like do all kinds of things. You can either just straight find the information and just enter it in, or you can do a search, and then you can just look at all, they've got some kind of preset station, and then like genre. Music gallery, games. That part of it I haven't really looked that much into. Yeah, so that's kind of like your media library where you can get to everything. And then you can do, this is this is where you set up like, digital recordings, look at your recording rules. Cool, because it kind of acts like a DVR. So like I can set it up so like say here I've got it set up so that whenever it sees college football, on any channel, it'll just automatically boom record it. I've also got it set up to record like different TV shows, NFL football, that kind of stuff. And then there's like this one down here for Star Trek, where it just, rather than looking for the show, like kind of like it just like whenever it sees Star Trek in any kind of a name, it'll just automatically. The other ones are looking more for like an exact match kind of a thing. But yeah, so you got your recording rules, and then you can see upcoming recording rules, upcoming recording things they previously recorded, scheduled recordings. You can go through, just look through for your program. Bird list, record main schedule. Or you can do the program guide, which is kind of cool because he picks up on the the broadcast program guide, which is kind of cool. So you can kind of, it shows that for usually usually it's like a day or day out, depends on the channel, how many. You can just say like, hey, I want to watch Dragnet. You can say, record just this showing, record all showings, record one showing of this episode, record all showings on this channel. You can kind of do that. It's kind of cool. Set it up and then just like leave it. It's really nice. You got the information center. I don't do a whole lot in here because I just haven't really configured a whole lot of that. But you can watch your optical discs, CDs, DVDs, all within the stuff, which is kind of nice. And then you can get to the program guide, just the program guide, and then like, then you can just like, hey, I want to do the recording thing here too. I think you can also move this channel, like boom, oh, and it jumps. But that's kind of the thing it does. And then you're back to setup. Setup. I mean, there's a lot of different things you can do from the appearance, theme. What's the general theme of the graphic user interface, and then you've got audio and video, everything. So, I mean, in general, with the kind of, the front end, it's stable. You're not going to have a whole lot of problems with it. It's got decent features. I think it really does do a good job of recording and catching things. The other cool thing that you can have it do recordings is it'll scan through and it'll pick out where the commercials are and you can just have it automatically skip. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. I use it. It's really nice. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. I like the way they display the recordings. I think it's really simple, really nice, very quick and easy to get to what you want. I like the way they display the videos. Kind of could use some work because this is like not very. It's just take a long time to get this thing done. I haven't really used their music, but I mean, it looks Okay. Wow. Now I feel like an idiot. Talk about not being prepared. Forgot to plug in the laptop, and the laptop battery was going dead. So, wow. Well, let's get on with this. So, I was showing you this. I was saying that I haven't used the music, but it looks like it should be pretty good. Because I mean, it's got the things you kind of want in playlists. I feel like the only thing I found is kind of I guess I'm thinking about it now, and it's kind of a bummer. That's kind of frustrating. Is that no matter like no matter what you like, what if you're trying to consume, like what media you're trying to consume using the MythTV Frontend, you're kind of left where you kind of you're forced to have everything in a specific directory, which kind of is a bummer. Now my back, but okay, but yeah, so that's kind of the front end. Yeah, because it's like jump back out. We'll get this figured out. But because you basically, if you settings, and settings, and that's the other downside to it on a Mac. It does not work as well. And so it freezes sometimes. But basically, you can go into the settings and you say, this is the path to where I want to go. This is the path where the music will be. This is the path where the videos will be. It's like there's one, just you have to have everything in one place. But yeah, so you can kind of see that it's kind of like, for the most part, it's good and stable, but and it does some things well. Like I think you get your recordings, really really easy. I like the way they do it. I like the commercial skipping, and then I like the way if you're looking at like where things are recorded. I forgot to show you that, but you can see on the TV guide when things are gonna record, and it makes it very distinct. It changes from your kind of your normal blue that you saw when I showed you that, and it changes it to green, so it's really obvious. And then it keeps track, and it can pick up, you know, the when there's conflicts, and it shows those as red. So it makes it very obvious and really easy to quick look at it one glance, and kind of know where you're at. But then the kind of the other part of it that I really like, it's just really awesome, is it has an awesome web interface. Let's quick pull this up. And while I will say that it doesn't look spectacular in any way, shape, or form, but functionality wise, it's pretty sweet, because you can just click on listings here, and then boom, shows you your whole TV guide. Like you can see here, like I was saying, it's got that green, and so you can see that it's recording. So yes, I'm getting ready to watch. I'm recording Shark Tank. But so you can see your listings. You can do search. You can look at your recording schedule. So you can kind of see that's basically the recording rules kind of a thing. You can also look at, you can set up a manual one or custom one. Allows you to see upcoming recordings, really easy to see what's upcoming. And you can see that these here are green. If there's a conflict, the one that would kind of be, that wouldn't get recorded, that kind of get chopped because of conflicts, would be red. So it's really easy to see what's going on. So it's upcoming, and then you can see what you've already recorded, and it's like boom. You see it's split up by day, and then you can see if you click on you click on the top one here, it allows you to basically just stream it. Usually you're gonna use like VLC. VLC works great to stream it, or you can just do a direct download. Although I haven't had the best of luck with a direct download. I usually find that the audio and the video end up being off. So thus I usually do the stream. Although I will say I don't quite like it, because it's hard. With the stream, it doesn't skip the commercials. It's hard to kind of skip through them. So don't like that as much. And then of course, you can see your back end status. See what the TV tuners are up to, what's on the schedule, job queue, what's currently going on. You see your machine information, disk space, disk usage. So let's load average. So, yeah. So pretty cool. You can also kind of jump over here to MythTV. You get to this. You can do, if you have a remote, you can set up a remote, and I don't. Then you have your remote status. It's all that statistics. Seeing like how much you're recording stuff. Different shows for me. Number one is MASH. Good show. and what channels you're recording, kind of stuff. And settings. Settings is pretty cool because you can look at your database settings. I don't really mess with that much. The big one is MythTV, I think. No, TV is one. And you can pull up your channel info. And what you do is then you can edit these call signs. So where some of these were like this one down here, it was like KOHL-LD. And you're like, what is that? Right, I guess this one would be good. It used to be CAMTV-TV. Like, what channel is it? No idea. Well, I went and watched it, figured it out. It's actually CBS. So you can change the call signs, and then when you go over to your listings, it says boom. It's like, this is CBS. That's like great. You can do that. It makes it easier to when you're looking for stuff, knowing what channels things are. But yeah, so I feel like the web interface is really nice. You can just go like, hey, I want to record Gilligan's Island. And you can just say, pick what you want and say update recording schedule. You can also, if you're already recording something, like, let's see, let's pop back here and I can show you on Shark Tank. This is something I've already set up as a recording rule. And there's times where you have those conflicts. It's like, what do what does it go with? And you can just say, hey, I don't want you to record this showing. And then just skip this showing and then just go on with the rule, always recording it. So that's pretty cool. Makes it fairly easy to manipulate that. And obviously, you can actually set up like recording priorities to say this is more important than that by just going. I think it's down here you can say, hey, I want to make this less important, more important, that kind of stuff. So doesn't look super fancy, but very functional. So yeah, so that's MythTV. Now, the other one, and it works. You can still keep a Myth backend, which works really well. But you can put on it and say, I don't want to use the front end. I want to, I want to use a different front end. I'm going to use the Kodi front end. And it's pretty crazy. You just go to the website and you can tell, whoa, looks really cool. Like, this is the way it looks, but we will quick pull that up. I will pull that up here. We're going to letter 5. Oh. Boom. There we go. Let's see if we can get this to. Okay. So this is what the Kodi looks like. A little bit different. Looks pretty sweet and awesome. Like, yeah. So you still have your, similar new pictures. I don't have any on here right now. You can do TV. You can do videos, music. You can also get other kinds of programs and stuff. I don't have front end. But big thing set up to work with MythTV backend is making sure that you have your QRC, TVR. I don't know where I got this. It's probably client. You make sure that you get your client. Make sure your TVR client in here is TV. This allows you to set up something, IP address, the port. You want to enable TV, and then you say if you want to use a template, and I just have it set up just use the template that he already has. Advanced tuning delays, block the backend shutdown, that kind of stuff that you generally just I'm like me. I've just like here you can see enable the commercial skips and does it too. It's like pretty sweet. I will say with Kodi commercial skip, it just like jumps and it doesn't really. It's some. I mean, a lot of times you can tell because it's just kind of. It's like something starts and then it's boom, next thing. But there are times where it's like it just jumps in the video and there's no way to tell. Where on the MythTV, when it jumps, it's like it tells you how much is skipped, which is nice because then you know that it actually jumped. But yeah, so it's got that. One of the cool things, especially if you have Apple products like me, you can go into services and you can tell it to allow Kodi to receive AirPlay content. And then you can tell it to, allow volume control and iOS 8 compatibility. And then it just boom, it just works like a charm. It works really well. That's one thing I really like. And the MythTV, it would work with if you finagled with the whatever RSA key, you could get like audio to work for the most part, but nothing more. Now, one of the cool things here is setting up the remote control. So I let that, but I'll get to that later. And you also have to have the web server configured. And then you have to allow it to. You have to tell it something else. You can use the UPnP, but I'm not going to get into that. But yeah, there's tons of add-ons. Video add-ons. You can set it up with. I think I will just jump. Sure, with TV. To get the MythTV, you have to make sure to enable it in the TV settings. Basic settings. Probably touch. So I don't have the weather turned on. I'm sure I had. I don't know why. I don't have. I'll show you this. You can installing an add-on. It's because in here you say it just jumps you to the add-ons. So for me, I install. Now it's enabled, so you know it's done downloading. Then you can go back in, you say configure, and then set up the format. Oops. Choose home. And then I say done. It's like Omaha, Nebraska. Say okay. Now that is configured. Now pop here. Why? Okay. I feel like I should be seeing this. Okay. I know I had this working on. Oh. That's really what. Select which one. I configured it, but you also have to select it. Now, boom, there it is. You can see, like, freezing. Not so good weather outside. 30 degrees, freezing drizzle. Yep, Nebraska. And then in a few days, it'll be like high 45 and raining. Like crazy. But you can get a picture. All kinds of stuff. Incorporate your Dropbox. It's got stuff for like everything. Incorporate a photo. Got a Mac, so I should have that. You know, makes sense. But yeah, I mean, it's all kinds of stuff. So I need to set up the setting. This would be in Macintosh. Users here, and then I think not. For some reason it's not taking. Okay. But yeah, so you can configure a lot you can do. But yeah, photos are not. I'm just done it because I feel like I don't know, that's not been a big thing for me. But then obviously I have the TV, similar to And kind of interesting is like you can go to channels. Just feel like I'm rambling, and then you can just pick shows you exactly what's on, and then you can just picture, and then it'll boom pull it up, and then if you hit enter again, then it'll go full screen. And this kind of interesting thing I kind of liked. You can like start something like this, and then the background as you go through the menus. Nice. You can go to the EPD Electronic Program Guide. I was like, one time I was like, what does that stand for? And I was like, oh, of course, it stands for Electronic Program Guide. Makes sense. But you can see, looks similar to TV one. One big thing. Let's see if I can. No, I don't like as much about this one is like here. Okay, see, you can see right there that one college football there is recording, and it's just a little box with like the clock in it. That's the only thing. I really wish they would do some kind of color or something to make it just boom pop. But for the most part, it's okay. And then kind of come to your recordings, and this is the other thing I really like the MythTV, the way that they do this because this is just kind of going through folders and it just takes longer. So it's like here, but maybe I just saw this. Nope. No, it's just jumping between things. Yeah. I gotta change it. So I feel like that's a little bit clunky. And then sometimes I don't know. I don't feel like they did a very good job of doing like. I still feel like it's easier to go to the MythTV, interface, web interface, and do recordings because this it's not. I mean, if you're just trying to do one recording, it's not that. It's pretty easy. You can just say, "Boom, do this." Yes, I want you to add a timer. Yes, and then it throws me an error. I don't know. I must not be connected to my backend fully or something. Because when I do it on my TV, it works. Not prepared enough. That is what I should be saying and pounding into my head. And then videos. I really like the way they do this because you can just tell it, hey, I'm going to add videos. Just browse the way you want. So you can like set them up, from several different places. Plus, that's not set up. You can add multiple, and so you can bring all your videos from different locations together and be able to see them, and that's pretty cool. The other cool thing about this that it just doesn't have is go up here and say video add-ons. You can get things like the Food Network. I had this one. Let me see. I don't know. I really got to work. you push this, and then this comes up. It's just like, oh, that's the MythTV. Oh gosh, Mythbox. It's like someone forgot, started programming it and then just like stopped. I don't know what they did. It's like, would you please finish? But then you can also, you can watch stuff from NBC Sports. Right now, you can watch the Golf Channel. You can watch stuff that's already happened in the past, like Liverpool, and you can do like multiple cans, that kind of stuff. Kind of cool. Highlights straight from NFL.com, YouTube. You can do the same thing in Mythbuntu. But is that really used? Why does this give me that? Oh, I feel like functionality wise, it's pretty similar. I will say this: way more results. It's a lot better. I like that a lot better. I take that back. I hadn't used the YouTube one because I'd been using. The biggest thing I've been using is that's nice. It saved. Oh man, main thing I've been using in here has been the Food Network, where it just pulls down all the videos that you can see. I would be like using like Chopped. Chopped has been broken. Like I don't know why. For some reason, Food Network, one that I would use, is broken. But that, I feel like even the YouTube being it doesn't. I will say this. It's more clunky. Let me see. Let me quickly just. I'll just pull this back up. But yeah, so is Mythbuntu doesn't save yours. That's kind of nice. Because I pull this up, just boom. With here, this you can. Okay, it was there. It was. It used to be there. Obviously, it's gone now. Oh yeah. So, I guess this does the YouTube and the other one does. What is really cool is you're able to pull just like the other one. And with the video, you can pull, from multiple locations. I don't have it uploaded here. But then you can do this where you can go, hey, library. And then you can say genre. And then like thing. Christian gospel. Because Christian. And like I'm gonna do all. And with like background stuff. Yeah. So like the video and the music, I feel like this is more refined. And then we talked about program. We talked about programming different things to do things like backup and the cinema experience with like doing trailers and slideshow, intro videos, outro, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, you can add there's just all kinds of stuff. But one of the things that I really like, way better than this, is what you can get for both of them. You can get like a app on your phone to use as a remote. The big difference though is that while the MythTV one pretty much never could get it to work, but they have one out, Kodi. It's not made by the company. It's kind of a third-party app, but it is just awesome. It looks like this. Just awesome. All kinds of things you can do with it. Some of the cool things that I really like are you can get a plugin so that like you're watching TV and guess what? You just got a text message. Well, what do you know? It'll just boom, pop it up. Be in the bottom right hand corner of the TV, and it'll just tell you this is who you got a text from, and this is what the text said. Never have to do anything with your phone. Really cool. You can also do the same thing with a phone call. It'll tell you. Cool thing is, like when you pick it up, boom, just pauses the TV. Pauses what you're watching because you're like, you're on the telephone. Pay attention to your telephone call, and then boom, when you hang up, it just starts playing the video again. But yeah, it's got really cool. Like you got like shortcuts to jump around. You've got like your remote and everything. You can do power, all kinds of things, and then you can swipe in. Okay, your little menu here. Just jump to your music or your music or TV shows. You can do some cool things like streaming to your phone if you pay for like the extension, unlock a bunch of settings. But yeah, you can do all kinds of things with that. The one cool thing, it's not connected up, but you can actually, when it gets connected, there's actually an icon there, and you can just be like, boom, touch the microphone, and you're like, hey, play, and it'll play. You can pause, and it'll pause. So I don't know, feels a little more like a gimmicky kind of thing, but and then also when it's hooked up to the TV, I don't have it hooked up right now, but you can swipe. Like there's 3 different. You can swipe to the left and right, and you get a screen. You got one screen where it just kind of shows you like a little preview thing, and you're like, this is what's playing. And then you swipe it again, and then you can get like your playlist. So like if you're playing a playlist of music, get that. And then I just got another plugin working where it'll do just any kind of notifications, and you can just pop them up. Let me pull that up. You can pop it up and click settings, and then boom, you just got a list of all your apps, and you can just say, hey, I want notifications from this app. Boom. And it'll pop it up on the TV. I haven't seen how all of them work. I haven't gotten notifications from all the apps that I said. But unfortunately, app is only for the Android, which is like bummer. And as you can see, I have an Android phone. So, but that it's like, oops. But yeah, that's the really cool. I like that. I like being able to interact with it from your phone, and especially I don't know, just little things like being able to get your text messages up there is really nice, kind of cool too. Just like yeah, but so it's kind of fun. I mean, you can get equivalent things for like iPhone, iPad. I've got one that's similar on the iPad, which I have. But that's kind of the lay of the land. I mean, you just kind of see like I don't know. You just put like when I first opened up Kodi, I was just like, you just first glance, like you just like Kodi looks just like up to date. It's like it looks slick. It looks modern. MythTV's front just like I don't know. It looks almost archaic. Kinda, like it just works. That's the thing. Like it's pretty cool. But it's like just all the stuff you can do with Kodi and stuff. And especially being able to AirPlay, that is so nice. I mean, it's basically gained like having an Apple TV, and this software is free. I mean, it's like, great. So yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, and it just works. Oh my goodness, it's just like so nice. It's so nice to be able to just AirPlay to it. Really, really, really cool. Um, but yeah, and there's even more stuff there to talk about, but I haven't discovered all this stuff yet. But I just feel like, Kodi is just light years ahead of where MythTV is. Will say, MythTV backend is great, and I still run the backend to the Kodi frontend. So, but yeah, so that's kind of like some of the big differences between the two. I mean, there's still definitely some things that you know the MythTV frontend still does better. Um, like how it shows recordings. Uh, yeah, so like I think it does a little bit better job on the commercial scripting. Can't even talk commercial skipping. I think it shows its recordings better. Just the format that it shows, I think looks good. Although I will say, Kodi's in a beta, so maybe they'll change that. Hopefully, but it's like really cool features, especially if you can get your phone working with it. Have a smartphone, looks sweet. But it's like if you're not going to use all those features and you don't really care what it looks like, maybe go with Mobutu because it's a little more stable. That's the one thing. One thing right now with Kodi. Granted, it's still in a beta, and I'm getting like the nightly build, so I get the newest stuff out. There's just some times where it'll hang, it'll just freeze, and sometimes all you can do is just do a hard shutdown. But I feel like for the most part, it doesn't. For the most part, it works just fine. And so for me, all the cool features outweigh that. And I hope that'll get better as they get more, get closer to, actually bringing out the full stable version. Hopefully that'll get better and those will go away. So, but yeah, that's the two front ends that I've used. And I can definitely say that I will stay with Kodi. That's the other thing. If you run the Kodi on your Mac, Kodi on the Mac runs way more stable than the MythTV Frontend. Just because, I don't know. It just, the MythTV Frontend just it's kind of slow, and you kind of like starts and stops. And usually once it gets into a video, it's fine, but it can kind of be a pain getting to the video. But Kodi just runs seamlessly. But yeah, those are the two. I think that's going to be a show. Wow. Didn't realize it got that long. Well, some of that was because of interruptions. I will say this. I will be more prepared next show. I